More intro?
Hey, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Call halal Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Hope you guys had a blessed and pleasant Shabbat. We're here to bring a lesson. Let's start by introducing ourselves. This is Mikael.
Brother Shofar.
Brother Elazar.
It's Brother Yakim.
And we got our brother Lewis in the background. So we're going to bring out a lesson, which is the Testament of Asher. The fight between good and evil. The Testament of Asher. As we always want to get started, we're going to start off with John chapter 8, verse 32.
This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So it's important to know the truth so that you can free the bonds and chains of captivity that's been placed in our minds since the beginning. And we know that the Bible is the only book that's totally true. So we evaluate everything according to the scriptures. In Isaiah chapter 28, verse either 9 or 10 it is.
10.
10, okay.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 10. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little.
That is a very important aspect to follow when I'm studying the scriptures, precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Today we're going into the Testament of Asher, which is one of the 12 patriarchs, and there's some precepts, the books of the Bible, the canonized books all day, so we're going to constantly bring out precepts to show you how the Testament of Asher lines up and expounds our understanding of the scriptures. So anybody, if you guys have it, this lesson is based on the Testament of Asher, and you can download it online or pull it up online, or if you have the book, and just follow along with us as we go through this. Let's start us out in Testament of Asher, chapter 1.
This is the Testament of Asher, chapter 1. The copy of the Testament of Asher, what things he spake to his sons in the 125th year of his life.
So the Testament of Asher and the 12 patriarchs read similar to Genesis 49, where Jacob gave the blessings to his sons before he died and told them what was going to befall them on the last day. So these are prophecies, and these are very valuable books that all of Israel should read to increase our understanding of the scriptures. There's a lot of valuable gems in the Testament of the 12 patriarchs. So this is Asher telling his lineage, the Asherites, what was going to befall to them and give them wisdom and guidance for the latter years.
Verse 2. For while he was still in health, he said to them, Hearken, ye children of Asher, to your father, and I will declare to you all that is upright in the sight of Elohim. 2 ways had Elohim given to the sons of men, and 2 inclinations, and 2 kinds of action, and 2 modes of action, and 2 issues. Therefore all things are by twos, one over against the other. For there are 2 ways of good and evil, and with these are the 2 inclinations in our breasts, discriminating them.
So the inclinations is tendencies. So the Most High has given us the ability for to choose what we want to do. Do we want to serve the Most High or go our own way? Let's go into Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 15. See, I have set before thee this day life, and good, and death, and evil.
So see, this day I have set before thee life, good, death, and evil. Continue.
In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments, and his statutes, and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply.
So hold this. So we walk in the ways of the Most High by keeping his law, statutes, commandments, and his judgments, then that's the way to life. So contrary to that would be the way to death then. Continue.
And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it.
So if we walk in the ways of the Most High and choose life, then he will bless you in the land that you go to possess it. So you have a choice, family, to walk in the ways of the Most High in truth and sincerity, or go your own way and be against the Most High. Back to the Testament of Asher.
This is the book of the Testament of Asher, chapter 1, verse 6. Therefore, if the soul take pleasure in the good inclination, all its actions are in righteousness, and if it sin, it straightway repenteth. For having its thoughts set upon righteousness, and casting away wickedness, it straightway overthroweth the evil, and uprooteth the sin. But if it incline to the evil inclination, all its actions are in wickedness, and it driveth away the good, and cleaveth to the evil, and is ruled by Belial.
Okay, hold it up. I want to slow down a bit. Back to verse 7.
Verse 7. For having its thoughts set upon righteousness, and casting away wickedness, it straightway overthroweth the evil, and uprooteth the sin.
Okay, so we want to walk in the way of righteousness and uproots the evil. Let's look at Proverbs 9:8.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 9, verse 8. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee.
So, being a mortal people that is subject to sin with these fleshly bodies, we're going to do stuff from time to time that's contrary to the ways of the Most High. And if a righteous person corrects you, and you love the Most High, you're going to receive it and get it right. But if your heart is not right with the Most High, then you're going to keep on doing what you're going to do then. So a righteous person is going to love correction and try to make it right with the Most High then. And the other precept.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 16. For a just man falleth 7 times, and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief.
So a just man is going to fall in this walk we call life, with the traps that are out there for them. But he's going to rise up and do better and make good his mistakes. But what's that last part again?
But the wicked shall fall into mischief.
So the wicked is going to keep on following and not get up because they love their mischief.
This is the book of the Testament of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 8. But if it incline to the evil inclination, all its actions are in wickedness, and it driveth away the good, and cleaveth to the evil, and is ruled by Belial, even though it work what is good.
So if a person leans more towards the wicked inclination or habits or tendencies, then all his actions, they might do a little good things, but overall they're going to be wicked. And they're going to be servant to Belial, which is like the spirit of wickedness, worthlessness. So we got to guard ourselves and try to walk in the ways of the Most High.
God. Even though it worketh what is good, he perverted it to evil. Verse 9. For whenever it beginneth to do good, he forceth the issue of the action into evil for him, seeing that the treasure of the inclination is filled with an evil ruach. Chapter 2, verse 1. A person then may with words help the good for the sake of the evil, yet the issue of the action leadeth to mischief.
All right, hold on. Read that again slowly now.
A person then may with words help the good for the sake of the evil.
So a person with words may help the good for the sake of evil. So they're misleading, misguiding them. Finish that verse and we'll go to Psalms 55:21.
Yet the issue of the action leadeth to mischief.
All right, Psalms 55:21.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
So you got to watch out for these smooth sayers that speak of smooth things. Says the words are smoother than butter, but war is in his heart. So you might say soft, pleasing words that sounds good to people, but they mean harm against you then. And also you got to watch out for Christian pastors and even teachers in Israel that speak of smooth, soft, smooth things that are pleasing to you. Where it sounds good, but it leading you to your own destruction. So overall, they're not good with the Most High.
God. Verse 2. There is a man who showeth no compassion upon him who serveth his turn in evil, and this thing had two aspects, but the whole is evil. Verse 3. And there is a man that loveth him that worketh evil, because he would prefer even to die in evil for his sake. And concerning this, it is clear that it had two aspects, but the whole is an evil work.
So it says, there is a man that loves the worker of evil, because he preferred to even die in the evil then. So let's go to Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1. We can't be a respected person because we like their personality, or they might have a big following or charisma. We got to hold people accountable.
Amos 5:15.
Okay, Amos 5:15.
Right. I got it right here.
And then go to Leviticus 5.
The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 15. Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate.
God.
It may be that the Lord Elohim of hosts will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph.
So when our hearts and minds is right with the Most High, then we're going to hate the evil and love the good and establish the judgments at the gate then. So we got to put a stop or end, or not even deal with a person. We can't play favorites. And Leviticus chapter 5 verse 1 also.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 5, verse 1.
Check it out.
And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing, and is a witness whether he hath seen or known of it, if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity.
God.
Constantly, if you hear a person going off and you do not, and you keep your mouth shut and let them do their wicked deed that they are planning on doing, or you don't report it, then their sin is on you also then. So you're guilty also. So you got to be careful of loving evil just because you like the person.
Or you're afraid of their response.
Right. Hey Lewis, can you plug the charger into the phone? Make sure you have enough juice to finish the lesson. Oh no, it's on the wall already. Right? Yeah. Yes, Locke, give us a second. Make sure we can have enough juice to finish this lesson. Con, we still on it? Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
Verse 4. Though indeed we have love, yet is he wicked who concealeth what is evil for the sake of the good name. But the end of the action tendeth unto evil.
And that's what we just read in Leviticus chapter 5. So this Testament of Asher precepts, the laws, prophets, and the writings all day. So this is definitely part of the Word of the Most High that we should be looking at and studying.
God. Verse 5. Another stealeth, doth judge unjustly. Salakia. Verse 5. Another stealeth, doeth unjustly, plundereth, defraudeth, and withal pitieth the poor. This too had a twofold aspect, but the whole is evil.
Okay, so this person steals, does unjustly, plunders, defrauds, but still pities to the poor. So he's like a Robin Hood, where he steals from the rich maybe and gives some tokens and stuff to the poor. But says overall he's wicked still. So we can't have that Robin Hood spirit.
Like they say, like Salaki, like they say in the Christian churches, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these pastors say you pay your tithes, you know what I'm saying? You're securing your place in heaven. And I know for the most part, you're still wicked as hell.
Come.
Alright. Verse 6. He who defrauded his neighbor provoketh Elohim, and sweareth falsely against the Most High. and yet pitieth the poor. Yahweh, who commanded the Torah, he set it at naught and provoke it, and yet he refresheth the poor. He defileth the soul and maketh gay the body. He killeth many and pitieth the few. This too hath a twofold aspect, but the whole is evil.
So he defiles the being and maketh the body happy. So he could be abusing himself with drugs or fornication for that temporary moment of pleasure.
The lobster,
making gay, making happy his body.
the lobster dinner,
Lobster dinner,
them
right.
pork chops. You know what I'm saying?
So it says he kills many and he pities few. So he shows pity on a few people out of the majority. But overall, he's wicked.
Another committed adultery and fornication, and abstained from meats. And when he fasted, he doeth evil, and by the power of his wealth overwhelmeth many. And notwithstanding his excessive wickedness, he doeth the commandments. He doeth then commandments. This too had a twofold aspect, but the whole is evil.
So this is showing us that the Most High is judging us by our whole body of work. So we can't just pick and choose what commandments we want to keep and which ones we break. Give me James chapter 2 verse 10. So this person commits adulteries. He's a whoremonger, but he abstains from meat so he doesn't defile himself with shrimp, lobster, or pig meat. He follows the dietary laws. And he even fasts. He might even keep the Day of Atonement and fast also, or fast at different times of the day for the Most High. But overall, he's wicked still, because we can't be double-minded with keeping these law, statutes, commandments.
The book of James, chapter 2, verse 10.
Read out.
For whosoever shall keep the whole law, and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all.
So whoever keeps the whole law, but offends in one point, he is guilty of them all then. So all the commandments are valuable. We just can't pick and choose which ones we want to keep, which ones we don't. That's called Christian sanity.
So like yeah. Also we want to overlook the part where it says, and by the power of his wealth overwhelmeth many. A lot of people that think they are righteous because they have money or because they are wealthy. That's not true, Salakia, because the word said, he looks at, as the brother said earlier, the Lord looks at the body of your work. You know, so you are still evil. Okay, you need to start keeping commandments and be more righteous. Your money does not prove that the Lord is dealing with you.
And a lot of celebrities do that. They might get some turkeys away for Thanksgiving or some book bags away for school. And people say, oh, they are so kind for the little trinkets they did, but they're not spending no time serving the Most High at all. Not trying to keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
Stop being that Nino Brown.
So you might look good to society, but according to the Most High, you're wicked.
Okay. And we're going to go to verse 9. Such men are hearers, for they are half clean, but in very deed are unclean.
So I love that reference where he says that such men are hares, equally clean in part, but in very deed they are unclean. And bring out that passage in Leviticus 11 about them hares.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 5. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you.
So hares halfway clean. We know that some animals that are clean, they chew the cud, and the hare does also, but because of the way their hoof is, they're overall unclean then. So we can't be halfway. Either we're living righteous life that's pleasing the Most High, or we're not.
The hare is Hare, which is another word for the rabbit.
And give me Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5 also when I'm thinking about it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 5. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might.
So it says, love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, all thy soul, and all thy might. So we can't give the Most High a half-witted effort.
Verse 10. For Elohim in the tables of the commandments hath thus declared. This is the book of the Testament of Asher, chapter 3, verse 1. But do not ye, my children, wear two faces like unto them of goddess and of wickedness. Of goodness, Salakia, of goodness and of wickedness. But cleave unto goodness only, for Elohim had his habitation therein, and men desire it.
So the Most High does not want us to be double-minded. Give me James chapter 1, verse 8. So you can't wear the two hats of goodness and wickedness. Either you're with the Most High all the way or you're not. Somebody got that, James 1:8.
This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 8.
Look it up.
A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
So a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So we got to be stable and steady with the Most High, not double-minded all over the place. We got to be consistent with the Most High. That's the way of saying it.
Verse 2. But from wickedness flee away, destroying the evil inclination by your good works, for they that are double-faced serve not Elohim, but their own lusts, so that they may please Belial and men like unto themselves.
So we got to be careful for our ways. If you're double-faced, you're not pleasing the Most High God, but you're pleasing Belial and men. So we're pleasing men instead of the Most High God. And Belial and men, they can't get you into the kingdom. Only the Most High can get you to the kingdom. So it's important to, like it says in Matthew 6:24, no man can serve two masters. Or you can't serve God and man. So we got to be all the way for the Most High God, Yahweh.
Okay. This is the book of the Testament of Asher, chapter 4, verse 1. For good men, even they that are of single face, though they be thought by them that are double-faced to sin, are just before Elohim.
Okay.
For many in killing the wicked do two works, of good and evil, but the whole is good, because he had uprooted and destroyed that which is evil.
So the Bible says in the Ten Commandments, thou shalt not kill, but if you're killing the wicked in the righteous judgment, then it's considered good to the Most High, no matter what society thinks.
Salakia, because in the Old Testament, as you would know, you would bring a man on trial. If you're accused of a crime, you bring him on trial, and they were allowed to stone him. The Most High didn't cast judgment upon those that stoned him, because that was righteous judgment.
As long as it's according to the law, statutes, and commandments that the Most High laid out.
Verse 3. One man hated the merciful and unjust man, and the man who committed adultery and fasted. This too has a twofold aspect, but the whole work is good, because he followed Yahweh's example, in that he accepted not the seeming good as the genuine good. Another desireth not to see a good day with them that riot, lest he defile his body and pollute his soul. This too is double-faced, but the whole is good.
So a guy desires not to see a good day with them that riot. So he's avoiding the wicked people that like to riot, so that he won't get caught in defiling and polluting his body, like people maybe going to overindulge in alcohol or shoot up drugs or do something wickedness. And because of that, his overall work is considered good before the Most High.
For such men are like stags and two hinds, because in the manner of wild animals they seem to be unclean, but they are altogether clean, because they walk in zeal for Yahweh, and abstain from what Elohim also hated, and forbid it by his commandments, warding off the evil from the good.
Yes, that's a powerful passage right there. It says such men are like stags and deer. Now is that in Leviticus 11:3, I think? That gives a breakdown. You go ahead and give the breakdown after that.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 3. Whatsoever parteth the hoof, and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud, among the beasts that shall ye eat.
So stags and dares are clean because they pass through the. They're cleared through Leviticus 11:3. Then that they're unkosher to eat. And why do they appear unclean before men?
Stags and deer appear unclean because unlike most felines or feral cats, they don't clean themselves. They don't jump in the water and take baths like an elephant would. You know, so deers basically their fur is unclean physically, but their meat is clean. Thus said the Lord.
Yeah, brother, y'all can't be studying nature, so thank the Most High for him able to bring the edification for that passage. You can learn a lot from nature from looking at the animals' different habits and stuff.
Yeah, Kim Dundee.
This is the book of the Testament of Asher, chapter 5, verse 1. Ye see, my children, how that there are two in all things, one against the other, and the one is hidden by the other. In wealth is hidden covetousness, in conviviality, drunkenness, in laughter, grief, in wedlock, profligacy. Verse 2, death succeeded to life, dishonor to glory, night to day, and darkness to light. And all things are under the day, just things under life, unjust things under death. Wherefore also eternal life awaited death.
Okay, this translation says, so also eternal life wards off death.
Okay, continue.
Yes.
Alright. Verse 3. Nor may it be said that truth is a lie, nor right wrong, for all truth is under the light, even as all things are under Elohim.
So all truth is under the light then. And we know that the truth is the law. Psalms, what is it, 119, 142?
Yeah, 119, 142.
Well, pull that out, because I got a precept on my phone.
And I'm thinking there's another one in Proverbs 6:23 it is.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
Constant, the law is the truth. And this is Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23. To land back on that, it says, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. So if you're saying the laws are done away with, or the commandments are not relevant, then you're walking in darkness then.
Con, I got a precept too. This is Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, and put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Con.
Woe unto them, verse 21, woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. That's good. That just proved that the Most High is balanced. I know people pull that place up too, but not now.
Right.
But we make a good time. Death succeeded. Verse 4. All these things therefore I proved in my life, and I wandered not from the truth of Yahweh. And I searched out the commandments of the Most High, walking according to all my strength with singleness of face unto that which is good.
So we got to search out the commands of the Most High and apply them to our lives and follow them to the best of our ability. With singleness of our minds, so we got to be totally focused on the Most High and not the world.
We need to be single-minded. That's the common term that we use.
And single-minded is loving the Lord with all your soul, mind, and strength.
Come.
That's single-mindedness.
Come. The book of Testament of Asher, chapter 6, verse 1. Take heed therefore, ye also, my children, to the commandments of Yahweh, following the truth with singleness of face. For they that are double-faced are guilty of a twofold sin. For they both do the evil thing, and they have pleasure in them that do it, following the example of the Ruka
Spirit.
of deceit, and striving against mankind. Do ye therefore, my children, keep the Torah of Yahweh, and give not heed unto evil as unto good, but look unto the thing that is really good, and keep it in all commandments of Yahweh, having your conversation therein, and resting therein. For the latter ends of men do show their righteousness or unrighteousness, when they meet the angels of Yahweh and of Satan.
And let me bring out Hebrews, I think it's 9:27 there. Where it says, man lives once to die, and then there's judgment.
Then there's a judgment.
Right, yeah, I want to bring out someone butcher.
Yeah, it's 27.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 9, verse 27. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment.
Council of Judgment won't have to give accounts to all the works we did. So we're going to give Yahushua something to work with to plead our case, or is he not going to have nothing to work with then? Or we're damned to eternity.
Verse 28. So Christ once offered to bear the sins of many, and unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation.
God. So salvation is not here yet. When Christ appears the second time, that's when the salvation comes.
Come, he's easy to understand.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Says so in
Christian
black and
Church.
white. This is the book of the Testament of Asher, chapter 6, verse 5. For when the soul departed troubled, it is tormented by the evil ruach, which also it served in lusts and evil works.
So if you die about the Most High, then your soul's going to go into torment. Then when you die, your soul leaves your body. And we brought that out in the Life After Death video lesson we did a while back, based off of Luke 16:19. Look at that, where it shows that where a wicked man, the rich man and Lazarus, the rich man ended up in torments because he did not live a righteous life.
And up in Sheol.
Right, Sheol.
Yeah. Verse 6. But if he is peaceful with joy, he meeteth the angel of Shalom, and he leadeth him into eternal life.
So if you live a life pleasing the Most High, when you pass away, you're going to be in the righteous part of Sheol, where you're going to be in peace and not torments.
God.
So it's important to follow these laws, statutes, commandments, and faith in Yahushua, so you can be in the right spot after you die.
This is the book of the Testament of Asher, chapter 7, verse 1. Become not, my children, as Sodom, which knew not the angels of Yahweh, and perished forever. For I know that ye shall sin, and be delivered into the hands of your enemies, and your land shall be made desolate, and your holy places destroyed, and ye shall be scattered into the four corners of the earth, and ye shall be set at naught in the dispersion as useless water.
Come on.
Until the Most High shall visit the earth, coming himself as a man, with men eating and drinking and breaking the head of the dragon in the water.
So the Lord is going to come back, and he's going to redeem Israel. He's going to deal with the dragon. Let's go to Revelation chapter 20 and look at the first 3 verses about the Lord dealing with the dragon when he returns.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
Okay.
And he had hold on the dragon, that old serpent,
And he laid hold on him,
and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent,
which is
which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years,
continue.
and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season.
That's all we wanted there, just showing that at the end, the Lord is going to get victory over the devil, which is the serpent Satan.
Come on. This is a book of the Testament of Asher, chapter 7, verse 3. Until the Most High shall visit the earth. Okay, verse 4. Verse 4. Therefore, do ye also, my children, tell these things to your children, that they disobey him not. For I have known that ye shall assuredly be disobedient, and assuredly act ungodly, not giving heed to the Torah of Elohim, but to the commandments of men, being corrupted through wickedness.
So it says that, for I have known that you will surely be disobedient and surely act profanely, not guarding the Torah, but instead following the commandments of men. So we're following man-made commandments through Christmas, Easter's, Black consciousness, Islam. You're not the Most High. We're going off then. And so Asher, as well as the other 12 patriarchs of Israel, was warning and predicted that we'll be bowing down to gods of wood and stone in the latter days, and separating ourselves from the Most High. So we are trying to warn our people to follow the old paths, the ways of the Most High, so we can get back in good with the Most High.
This is the book of the Testament of Asher, chapter 7, verse 6. And therefore shall ye be scattered, as Gad and Dan, my brethren, and ye shall know not your own lands, tribe, and tongue.
So you'll be a people discontinued from your heritage then.
That's in Jeremiah.
Right, 17:4.
And therefore, but Yahweh will gather you together in faith through his tender mercy, and for the sake of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaquab.
So at the end times, the Lord's come back. He's going to gather the 12 tribes of Israel and bring them back to their own land. Hosea chapter 1, starting verse 10.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living God. Verse 11. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together, and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel.
So that's the great gathering we're looking for. It says it throughout the Bible, through the Torah, prophets, throughout his New Testament over and over, that the Lord is coming back to gather the 12 tribes of Israel and give them salvation.
Can I bring a precept?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Please.
We're almost at the end. Well, I just want to go back to verse 5. When it says, For I have known that ye shall assuredly be disobedient, and assuredly act ungodly, not giving heed to the Torah of Elohim, but to the commandments of men, being corrupted through wickedness. Mm-hmm. And we should go to Genesis 49 and 1, where Asher gets this prophecy from his father, Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. Anybody want to pull that?
Genesis 49.
Yeah, verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons, and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together, and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Reuben, thou art
Wait, no, don't go that far. Just jump straight to 20.
Jump to 20.
This is deal with Asher.
Out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties.
That was a good prophecy, but as he said, there was going to be a scattering, as Deuteronomy
28:64.
28:64 says. So I just want to bring that precept out.
Right, showing how it lines up with the Old Testament.
Yeah. Come. But Yahweh God, and there's a book of the Testament of Isaiah, chapter 8, verse 1. And when he had said these things unto them, he commanded, saying, bury me in Hebron. And he fell asleep and died at a good old age. And his sons did as he had commanded them, and they carried him up to Hebron and buried him with his fathers. That's the book of the Testament of Asher, chapter 1 to 8.
Yeah, so it's definitely what we can all relate to, the battle between good and evil. We have a choice to make. We're going to keep these laws, statutes, commandments, or we're going to just be careless and let whatever happens. So you have a responsibility, and when the Lord comes back, He's going to give you a reward according to your deeds.
Come. We got to remember to be single-minded and not two-faced. Come. Anybody got anything to add?
I want to read this thing from Romans chapter 7 about the Apostle Paul, where even he, all the mighty works he did for the Most High, he even had a struggle with his battle in the flesh also. So this is Romans chapter 7, starting at verse 14.
Verse 14.
Yes.
The book of Romans chapter 7 verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin.
So Paul's saying that even he is carnal, sold under sin. Continue.
Verse 15. For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I.
Yeah, so even Paul had problems with sin too, and with these fleshly bodies, sometimes we go off and do things that we know is wrong. So even Paul had to struggle also.
Verse 16. If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good. Now then it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me.
So when sin dwelleth in us, in these fleshly bodies, we live in. Continue.
For I know that in me, that is, in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. For the good that I would I do not, but the evil which I would not that I do. Now if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me.
So that's why we need the laws, statutes, commandments. So we are carnal, and our heart is we're going to do evil, and we need the laws to keep us in line. And along with our faith in Yahweh too, to cover us where we fall short. So we got to keep up the fight, keep up the faith, and keep these laws, statutes, commandments to the best of our abilities. Gather on the Shabbats with like-minded individuals and the feast days, and keep on praying to Most High, giving thanks, and just give our whole heart, mind, and soul to the Most High.
Can I finish off? Because it does really get good.
Okay, yeah. Keep
all right. Verse 21. I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. For I delight in the law of Elohim after the inward man. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? I thank the Most High through Yahweh HaMashiach, our Lord. So then with the mind I myself serve the law of Elohim, but with the flesh the law of sin.
Gone.
Gone.
So he said mind, not heart. So we know the heart they're talking about is your mind. Gone.
So with Paul's heart, he follows the law of the Most High. So quit using Paul saying the law is done away with. I mean, there's so many passages in the New Testament where Paul defends the law.
Gone.
He didn't know sin without the law.
Con. Hey, we just wanted to bring out a quick lesson to you guys. I hope you got this lesson was edifying. And we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. This is the Rise of the Chosen. Check us out on Mikael 7 on YouTube. Servants of Yahweh on Black Junction TV.
Rise of the Chosen on Facebook.
Rise of the Chosen. Anybody have anything else they want to bring out?
Mac News.
Right, shout out to Mac News 144 and all the Israelites that serve the Most High in truth and sincerity. Shout out, shalom to you guys.
We're gonna give blessings. We're gonna give blessings and praise to the 12 tribes of Israel. We pray for the kingdom to come, and we pray for the 144 service elect and the 130 elect to be woken up, oh Lord. And we thank you for waking us up to this truth, and we pray that we are able to stay within it. Oh Lord, if it be your will, we pray to serve you. And we're going to bring out this last scripture right here that we close out with.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 14. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, more my strength and my redeemer. Kum Yasharallah!
Ayah Shalom to the Yakanan Maccabees, Uriel Judah,
Yakunan!
Torah Lekam,
Abiyah, we miss you.
The messenger.
Israel Rising,
Abiyah!
Manessa, John Manessa.
Big brother Uriel.
Ezekiel!
Zeke.